Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about how to output temperatures from our temperature sensor. Your goal for today is to also modify this code so that it outputs the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. So the output for yours should include whatever your temperature is in Celsius, whatever your temperature is in Fahrenheit, and whatever your humidity level is. Okay, while the original code will just output Celsius and humidity, you're going to add the Fahrenheit. So let's just talk about what we're going to do to make that happen. The very first thing you need to do is you need to load the library, right? So, well, actually, the first thing you need to do is you need to wire your temperature sensor based upon the reading from 4.22. Okay, so go back into that reading, follow along with the wiring. Then you're already watching this video. You're going to modify the code, again, to output in Fahrenheit. Now, inside of here, I have the compressed folder for the library. And again, if you already have this stuff on your computer in your in like your curriculum, it's kind of the easier place to grab it. But if you don't, just grab it from here. Go to the ... Okay, do not click on zip extractor. That is not what you want. Say open a new window. And then click the download button. It is critical that this thing is still a zipped file, which is why we cannot unzip the file. Alright. So once that's done, we can open up Arduino and we can load that library in. So let's just say file new. I already have this library loaded, but I'll show you. So we're going to go to tools. Sketch. Include library, add zip library, run to like where your downloads are, which would probably be under like this PC, and then downloads. And then you have to find that DHT zipped folder, and we're going to say open. It's going to load the library in, right? And the library named DHT already exists on mine because I've already loaded it, but yours will load for you. So now we're going to load the default code for this library, which is the same code that you guys were like reviewing in 4.22. So we're going to come to examples, and we are going to scroll down to the DHT non-blocking, and we're going to grab this example down here. Now again, you won't see that example if you haven't loaded your library, so that is the first step. Alright, so here is this default code. Let's change and add our information. So my name, again, period. We're going to display the temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit. And the data pin for the sensor is connected to pin 2. Alright, so as we start going down through this, a few things here. We can just like upload this code to begin with. And again, there's a lot going on in here, but what we're really going to be looking at here is our loop. Okay, all of this stuff is necessary, but this is all part of the library itself. So it's creating a static Boolean, and you know, it's going to be either true or false, this measure environment, and then it's going to get the temperature and get the humidity. It's going to go through this process of like finding this information. And then down here, this is where if your measurement environment is equal to true, okay, so if this up here is true, then it will return the temperature to here. If it's false, it will not return the temperature down to there. But yours should be true. Why am I... Okay, so I'm getting this error, so what I'm going to do right now is just disconnect my Arduino. I'm going to wait a few seconds. I'm waiting. I'm going to plug my Arduino back in again and see if that fixes the problem, because it was just uploading, so there really shouldn't be any major issues with it. And sometimes the Arduino Pro just needs to like reset like that. Okay, so now it's done uploading. So let's take a look at our information here. So every 4 seconds, it outputs the temperature. Okay, so inside my classroom right now, I am at 21 degrees Celsius with a relative humidity of 13 or 14%. And again, last week you guys came up with a formula for how we're going to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, now the place where that it's going to end up being inserted is down here in your loop within this if statement. Okay, so your formula goes here, right? And that thing's going to probably need to attach to like some sort of a variable name. And then you can, instead of just like outputting temperature and humidity, you can also output like that variable name. Okay, so the other thing that's kind of important, or I guess something to recognize with these floats, remember floats include decimal points. And with the comma here and the 1, that's just defining how many places we go out in that decimal point. Okay, so here, because we have a 1 here, it's going to go to the nearest hundredth. The nearest tenth. If we had a 2 in here, which you can see actually the hundredth right here, right? It goes 1 decimal place out. If I had a 2 in here and I were to upload this, it would go to the, I think I keep screwing, it goes to the 10th originally. Now it's going to go to the 100th. I think I keep screwing up my places. So now when this code like starts to load, which this is all the stuff from before, but you can see now I have 2 decimal places within my flow. Okay, so you don't need to actually change these things, but I'm just letting you know that. So you basically write temperature is the value in Celsius. So you need to take temperature and you need to modify and feed that into a formula and output that information into a new variable. Maybe its name's like Fahrenheit, or maybe its name's like F or something like that. And then you need to display that variable in your serial down print. Okay, so that's going to be what gets turned into me by the end of the period, hopefully. And if you have questions along the way, please make sure to let me know. All right.